Hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay today. This is going to be just a little short video. I'm not really doing well today. ALS is kicking my butt. From the weekend where I was white knuckling driving on 21, which is a road in the hill country because of a broken windshield wiper and just the fog slash mist into rain that made visibility low. It was just scary. I had a nurse I used to work with back in the day, and she used to be an EMT in Wimberley, which where the direction I was coming was from Wimberley over to Houston. And she told me about all of the accidents and doll eyes when, people would have terrible brain injuries. And it was just, I saw why that happened. I thought of her. Yeah, not the kind of memories that you want to do. So I just basically prayed and chanted and used my breath work to get through. But being in that rigid situation, I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing because I haven't been able to go out much into the living room today because I'm sitting on a pillow trying to support my upper body. Laying down hurts too much. Sitting up is too much. My muscles are fatiguing. And it's just miserable. So anyways, got home and couldn't use my hands the next day. It's like my hands are weaker, so what happens is I'll look just fine, but if I overexert or push past my threshold, and that changes on any day, and it gradually is lower and lower abilities. But my hands swelled really badly. I have a heart condition, so I took Lasix, and that helped. But I'm just, my upper body, because we had our maid coming, that's right, I can't clean like I used to, and having a 7th grader and a husband that works full-time, nobody can clean the house. So thankfully I found a lovely cleaning agency and a couple that come, and they gave me a good price, so they clean. And they do such a wonderful job. But just doing that little pickup, because you can ask a 7th grader to do things and communication isn't done, things don't get done. You can ask a husband who's working a long shift and working a long days and things that, it's kind of like your voice doesn't get heard, even before I lose my voice. But I can't say that they both do so much in addition. And it's probably very hard to see someone you love going through this. So I knew that by doing what I was doing, taking out the recycles, moving the tomato plant we saved from the freeze back outside, changing the cat box, doing things like that was going to cost me. And it did. So I have been living in pain since Sunday. Right now, which is causing problems, is what would be the latiss dorsi and trapeze upper muscles of my back and the sides. They're just, I have severe spasticity with my form of ALS. So they're very stiff, which makes it a little harder to breathe. I've been having fasciculations in my abdomen. My upper arms are very sore and weak. So it's so odd that I'm suffering in terrible pain and I get a comment, fake ALS. It's like, ugh. Internet is, the main street of the world. I don't know why people can be so hateful and why people pick on dying people, but, kick rocks. I don't have to prove anything to you, and if not, you can look it down, and I have my medical records just with my full name edited, because you know what? I don't need harassment, even more so as I'm going through this, nor does my family need harassment. Thank you for making the comments and pulling me up in the algorithm, but kick rocks. I don't have anything to prove. So just trying to rest, hope everything starts to relax. Thankfully, Snap to Cure, Dr. Giraldi put me on Keppra. So because of the cold and my spasticity tends to get worse in cold. And that's why I say I'm like a lizard. I'd be really happy, on sitting on a rock with 70-degree weather. If it gets too hot, I have problems. If it gets too cold, I have problems. And I used to not be this way. I don't know. I guess maybe it's the way the muscles respond. So just doing that. I mean, I still led my meditation on Monday. Was in a group doing that, and to elicit my story. And a kid had an asthma attack, so it's like, oh, things just don't ever happen the way you want. And looking at everything that's going on in the United States, you got to be and stand up for what's right. I was kind of horrified with the freeze on grants because that affects not only cancer research, but research in neurological diseases, different dementias, and ALS and Parkinson's disease, myasthenia gravis. There's things, it's like the study I was in, the Koya 302, everything counts. With any grants that are given, make a huge difference. And that's a potential treatment that would, I hope, help sporadic patients, but I know for my particular genetic type, would help and stop progression. So it's like, but we're the few. And when certain things that are going through, being disabled, slowly dying, there's not many that would speak up for us. Different organizations, I hope, I am ALS, the ALS Association, that have the lobbying side start to really lobby. Right now, I can't drive. My arms aren't strong enough. Right now, I can't really walk around too long because I get short of breath. I have to kind of sit on a wedge. So it supports and takes some of the pressure off those muscles that are spastic right now. And it will ease off. It usually does. It's just the suffering. It's like ALS causes a lot of suffering. There's a lot of people suffering right now. But like when I was doing the drive and I was really scared I was going to die, man, that and the hurricane driving. I was essential driving within my nursing career for many years, living in Houston, Texas. It's kind of frightful weather. So I've been able to pull it out, but in some ways it reflects my health because I have this, I have a heart condition, fatty liver, like 1 in 4 people. It's delicately balancing life with things that will kill you. I don't know why 5 years later I'm still alive. And if you look at my head, I look totally normal. Right now, my arm's not going to let me pull down to show you my body. And I'm not a monkey. I'm just not a monkey. But, if I look and I sit there, I look okay. I can't do a lot of things, and I still walk like I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof, but I'm not. It's scary to be vulnerable. It's scary to be dependent upon potentials of a clinical study. Even if I get into an EAP, is money going to be cut from that? Is that going to be? Are the tax money, where's the tax money going that Congress already approved? The frustrations of someone that has ALS in the United States. But that's bigger than I am. I've already written my congressman, and that's what I can do. It's what small things can I still do? And that's how I have looked at this. I was watching another person that had ALS, and they had to drive 2.5 hours to their ALS clinic. I'm lucky I live in a city that has 2 ALS clinics, one through Baylor and one through Houston Methodist. And I prefer Houston Methodist because the neuromuscular doctor that initially diagnosed me with ALS because I have the C9 or 72 variant of it. And I see that they're doing this with people that have Alzheimer's, the genetic that they just, because you have that gene, you automatically have it. It doesn't mean it's anything about penetrance or whether you develop the symptoms. Like, I don't have any symptoms of FTD at this time. I have my family members watching my channel, and if I go off the record, you guys will get a notification, and I'll just go be a crazy person somewhere else. But I've been told by Dr. Appel that FTD, when someone has ALS, does not present in the bright behavioral issues that they have. So I'm pretty much normal. I still am me from having my father that had FTD. I don't have those symptoms. But I'm going through and see if they have the funding. I'm in the all FTD continuing behavioral biometric study. So I'm going to do that, have an MRI. Though they're going to have to do that, watch it, because my neck is weaker. And last time I hurt my neck because my neck can't hold my head the way it used to. Just little things. I mean, it's just, little pieces falling off of you. The Gomez song. It's just, and it's okay because I don't have fear when I go into an ALS clinic. I got sucker punched when I was told that I had ALS long enough. I expired from being put in clinical studies, but those clinical studies can kill you. It's not, the greatest hope. You have to go through the different FDA steps to make sure it's not going to kill you and the right doses are given and it's safer, right? So we'll see. I don't know. I don't look at it in fear, but then again, I come from a nursing background. So, doctors' offices don't scare me. Hospitals don't scare me. It's hell to try to sleep in a hospital because I used to work nights in hospitals and you, like, for years do not fall asleep. So I have a harder time sleeping in a hospital. But, yeah, I'm not scared of it. I know my sister, Rebecca, when she got diagnosed with cancer, they told her you need to see a psychologist. When I got diagnosed that I was C9 positive on the clinical side, because I just, I cried, but, I just, okay, what do we do from here? They wanted to send me to a psychologist. It's like the way we were raised with a Vietnam vet, Marine Corps father, and a brilliant but mentally ill geologist mother. We, almost, prepare for the worst, look for the best. It's the way we grew up. Bad things happened. I was a teenager during the times, and an art kid during the times, late 80s and early 90s, when AIDS was killing people left and right. I lost a lot of friends. Seeing sarcoma on Dino and a couple of my friends, Mike. I had so many Mikes, it was Mike 3. And just seeing people and going to clubs and dancing and seeing so many people dying. I lost a lot of friends. And then even other friends that were in other things, the drug addiction, black tar heroin, people died from overdoses. And somehow I'm still here. I did really well working in ER and ICU. I worked peds, med-surg, and I worked all around every unit except for OR. And I even got SICU, but I like to talk to people. I'm a good person when things are really horrible happening. I can talk because, getting through the trauma is something that I'm good at. Crisis happens, I'm the calm person. My sister was that way too. Of course, she was in finances. And, with the whole bank thing, she was excellent. Even with me that was afraid of things, she did excellent. Unfortunately, she was in St. George, Utah, and had brain surgery that removed the tumor that was the breast cancer that spread there. And anytime that you open cancer in the body, it can travel. And it did so. But she died peacefully. I had a lovely dinner, picked up my niece, and was only 20 minutes away from the retreat that I went on with a lot of strong, beautiful voices of women in Texas. Spiteful hope. Keep hoping that things will change, that we get better laws, and holding those accountable. So, anyways, it was only like 20 minutes, and I met my niece, and we went and hit her boyfriend, um, picked him up, and went to the restaurant. And it was Indian food, and curry has not been my friend. I mean, I can't do a lot of spicy things. I have hiatal hernia, and but I found the butter chicken. She's like, it's not spicy. It was good. It was good. And I was reeled with stories of San Marcos and the characters that live in that little hill country town. So apparently there's a guy that does screaming yoga. And, I have yoga teaching certifications, though right now my stiff ass is not going to be teaching yoga. um, my lack of balance, I can't close my eyes and stand straight. It does not work. I fall over. I don't know what part of your brain that does that, but it's really weird. Anyways, so he goes around and screams and does yoga, and apparently he's written 3 books and they're on Amazon, and the students refer to him as Sun God. Interesting. He's got his way. And when Gabby worked at a local grocery store, she saw the one lady that her main transportation around town is unicycle. Characters, but they were so cute together. And I just saw my niece just so happy and just beaming. It was beautiful. So I approve of the boyfriend. Now I've got to rest and get ready because my other niece from a different sister, I'm from a Catholic family. So I have 2 kids and 1 grandchild, another one coming. But my one sister had 8, the other sister has 9. So the child is named after me, just in, I guess, German. My name's Kate, by the way. The tall and skinny with 6 shots is the latte that I use. So, I get called tall and skinny all the time, but that's okay. Just so you know it, there's a lot of Kates and there's a lot of people with my name, and you're not going to find me. And why would you want to? Anyways, taking her to pick up her art supplies she's getting a degree in arts, college. And then she's got to get steel-toed boots, so got to go find her some Doc Martens. And, all these other supplies. So that'll be a fun Saturday. I'm hoping I'm feeling better Saturday, so I'm going to rest. I am just so lucky to have my nieces and my nephews and my kids, spending time with my oldest and my little grandbaby that's 4. She's so cute. And there's another baby coming in August. So I hope I'm here in August. It's like the symptoms I'm having, in the past 3 months, the weakness has really increased. I haven't been able to do a lot of things, which is disconcerting. I guess ALS is disconcerting. I'm not crying, I'm not screaming, I'm not, pounding at the wind. I know I'm dying. I've known since day 1 when my gait changed, I'm dying. I've known a lot of people that died, and I really don't want to die yet. So I eat good. I love intensely. My husband has been so kind. The other day he brought me my favorite ice cream as a surprise. He has been so making efforts to really almost do everything I've asked, and that's really hard. I've talked about the vulnerability with him and how hard that is being a hyper-independent person, and he's met me there. I have friends that have been a wonderful support, though if you just look at me, I look okay. It's like people don't realize the horrible process that's going under. My family that live with me see it more so. My 12-year-old says, that she's She knows mommy's getting weaker. She's worried about, even her new little niece or nephew that's coming, and she thinks it's a nephew, that she worries about responsibilities. And that's hard on a 12-year-old. It's like I don't want to make my children responsible for taking care of me. My husband, he kind of agreed to the, in health and sickness, but I don't know how these changes from the U.S. government are happening about getting eventually home care. So far, I've been able to bathe myself, but if I can't, I'm going to need help. And my family will need help. So it's just, there are other parts that are coming. And I know it. And I did hospice, so I saw people, not as many ALS patients. I've only had one that actually had what I have. And they said she was a really sweet woman and wonderful woman, her children. And knowing from a family of C9, I knew that the kids had a 50% chance. And it's like, oh, fuck. I don't know. I mean, yes, I'm getting weaker. Yes, I am eventually going to die from ALS. And no, I'm not a fake. And, getting the testing when you're genetic beforehand, I don't know. It'll eat you up. Am I this? Am I that? I wanted to find the answer for what killed my dad. And that's why I found out I had C9orf72. And then I had 2 uncles die of ALS. It's ugly. So, kind of a sad one. I mean, I'm kind of like, stuck in leaning on a wedge. That's a really soft, furry one. I don't know. Here's hope that I can go and take my niece out and go do a ride. And, she likes Shipley's Donuts. So we'll get some donuts. I don't know if I want to go into the Galleria. Ugh. Big mall that was really popular with, people from Mexico come and go shopping and go out. I mean, Mexico has a good economy. There's a lot of expensive things. But it's always been kind of like, it's one of those places you have to pay to park, and it's huge. So we'll see, or if I can get her to go to DSW or something, a shoe store that carries Doc Martens. So we'll see what she wants to do. Just spending time and making those memories. That's what's really important. So if you have ALS or you have a chronic or terminal disease, it's like you have to get yourself comfortable. Like, thankfully, I have pain management involved, and second eyes that have really helped. I mean, I can't tell you how the Keppra has really helped with my spasticity. I'm on 80 milligrams of baclofen, 20 milligrams 4 times a day. And I have the gabapentin, which I'd love to be able to wean off of it. And I'm on the Cymbalta, which does help with the muscle pain. It's a grip. It's like the spasticity is horrible. They said, Dr. Appel had said that possibly, with the spasticity getting the, a internal pump of it. But I've heard that people progress quickly after the internal pump. So I'll keep swallowing pills. There's a point where you're just not going to get comfortable, and you have to find a way. Biomed feedback, prayer, meditation. I use breath and meditation while I still have breath. And, you sit in the discomfort and you figure out a way to grow. So you grow to be able to live through. You don't just crumble at the first sign of pain, and believe it or not, your pain tolerance will grow. So the little bits that I have take off the worst of it. I still have a lot of pain with this, but I'm able to survive. I'm keep kicking it. So that's what's going on. I'm having a very ALS uncomfortable spastic week. No great insights in life other than make memories with people. I mean, there's the bigger things that we're not going to be able to do too much about. You can raise your voice, write letters, speak to people, but, internally, what you can do is be there for your family and your friends, create community, and, just love each other. It's when there's a lot of hate, all you can do is love, you know. But if you're going to harass a dying person, kick rocks. You may karma come out and bite you. All right, guys, remember to find the beauty in the day. It's there. And take care. Thank you for watching, and each one of you that have been here with me through this journey, I really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and thanks. I'll be back hopefully with a better one later. All right, bye guys.